Doon 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 doon. Peak fiction. Doon 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 doon. Ladies and gentlemen, the last time that I saw all of you, we read one of the all-time greatest chapters in the series. In the 1,139-year history of this series, up to which at the time we had 1,138, that was one of the 10 greatest installments that I've ever experienced. So you can only imagine my excitement for us to return here to the page once again. To be able to return home and see what is in store with the rest of that Elbaf greatness. Let's turn on the camera. Hold on, let me find it. Where is it at? Hold up. Come on. Let's go, dude. Now, y'all have seen a lot of me. You know what I'm saying? We streamed like a total like 10 hours last week, but hey man, we have to. When the chapter is that peak, we just have to, man. I hope everybody's doing well. I believe I was told at the beginning of the week that that there is going to be a break after this week's chapter, which means, of course, 4 weeks in a row of absolute excellence. Let me know if the audio is good, by the way. If the audio is good, we can get in there rolling. You know what I'm saying? So, If the audio's good, we can get right into business. Because like I was saying, last week's chapter hit me so hard, so hard that I was just like, bro, if next week's chapter even comes like close, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to come close. It just has to like just be Elbaf. Just be Elbaf. Because Elbaf is enough. Elbaf is enough. As Ali G. Thank you so much, Lazy Mofos. Thank you so much, Rain Salim. As Ali G comes in and gives 20 memberships to the channel. We're like at 440 for the last like month, man. Shout out to everybody who has been gifted a membership within the last couple of weeks, dude. Ali G. The Gorosei has come through. All love to you, my brother. Thank you so much, man. You know, I can never give you enough words to the good brother Ali G coming in clutch, giving out memberships to the other individuals on the that are watching these streams, man. I even received a comment last week. Somebody was like, "Yo, I received." They were thanking Ali G because they got a flipping membership and they weren't even in the stream. They were like, "Yo, I wasn't even watching." So. Yeah, man, super cool. I truly appreciate y'all for this week, of course, and for last week and the week before, and the insanity that we have been on the course of the last couple of weeks. But before we get into the chapter 2 things, number 1, next week, I believe, like I said, there is a break this week. I believe that's what I was told at the beginning of the week. I've already forgetting things I was told at the beginning of the week. But I believe I was told at the beginning of the week, so if there is a break, next week we will do what y'all voted on last time, which is our top 10 favorite characters stream/video. Super excited for that. Cannot wait to talk about our top 10 favorite One Piece characters here on the channel. And then I know how much y'all want the power scaling thing, so that'll be the goal, the stream goal when we come back from the break. If, like I said, if there is a break next week. If there really is a break next week, which I'm assuming, there's no way Oda's doing more than 4. And like I said, I think I was told at the beginning of the week. But if there is one, then the next stream goal in the next One Piece chapter will be the power scaling video, which I saw a bunch of people did want that. So we'll definitely put that up for discussion. You know what I'm saying, for the next stream. So yeah, next week will be the top 10 favorite One Piece characters, and then when we come back, we'll figure everything out in regards to that. And number 2, now this was of course, y'all know me, man. Y'all know me when there's a big pay-per-view, whether it be Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, or SummerSlam. The week that follows, I have no choice I cannot hold myself accountable for being able to get off social media on time. You know what I'm saying? So when I got on earlier in the week, I was on Tuesday, because Fandango came out at NXT, and I was like, what in the flying flag? Like, I logged on just to see if anyone else was seeing the same thing that I was seeing. And when I logged on, dude, I saw some, like, just hashtag One Piece 1139, and it said Sanji fans are up. And I was like, oh, Sanji's gonna cook this week, man. And so, unfortunately, I was spoiled in the fact that Sanji does something big this week. But that's all I know. That is literally all I know. So I was like, flag nards, man. And it's only because it's flipping a Royal Rumble week, dude. Because I was like, bro, I have to see if anyone else is seeing this Fandango thing. So unfortunately, I did get spoiled on that, on the fact that apparently Sanji is gonna go up in like swim this week. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see what Mr. Prince is gonna have in store for us today. So unfortunately, we got spoiled on that. But knowing how Elbaf has been, I can't wait to see how the rest of the chapter goes, and obviously that stuff as well, just to see the way that it's executed and things of that nature. I wonder if it looks like a power up or something. So super excited for that. But regardless, man, I can't wait. Like I said, it was a big week, Royal Rumble week, and we've got a lot of good things coming, and just multiple different things. But let me go ahead and get the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The laptop survived. The laptop survived, man. And dude, I can't wait. Look at this. I finally got it up and running again. Look at my laptop. It's alive. Dude, this thing hasn't been alive in the last couple of weeks, man. I was like, bro, we finally got it up and running again, man. We finally, my beautiful laptop, back in action. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I can't wait. I can't flipping wait, man. Like, I was so scared last week when I was using the iPad, because I was like, I don't want to break the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't. So I'm glad the laptop is back. I managed to fix it over the course of the last week. I did the Puerto Rican thing, you know, I turned it off, turned it back on, turned it off. I blew on the side like it was an N64, and we got the thing to work. I don't know what it did, you know, I don't know what happened on the inside of it, by the mother flag nards. The N64 blow on the side and take all the dust out still works. So if your laptop doesn't work, do like you did the N64, man. It might work. It might work. That's what I did. And so, yes, you already know Silver Shot, the Yu Yu Hakusho greatness. Let me go ahead and start the poll here. Are we reading the title? All right. Let me know if we're reading the title. I will read the supers, and then we will get into the greatness. Now, let's see. Double check and make sure that once again the internet is okay. The internet is working on my laptop. Perfect. That works for me. All right, let's go ahead and read the supers here. Starting off here with Josh Pointer. All caps says predictions for this chapter. It's an interesting chapter for sure. This week has been pretty hectic with stuff like Cena losing. Bro, that stuff was insane. And you know something? As the week has gone on, I've come to see their vision. I've like truly come to see their vision where both within the short term and long term of what they're trying to do with Cena, because I think they're going to try to tell this story throughout the course of the year. I've been sold on that idea, and so him not winning at the Rumble, it makes a lot more sense to me. And then come on, when you watch the Raw after the Rumble and you see the reception that Jey Uso got, you see the tears in my man's eyes. I was like, bro, I get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, and I'm so happy for him. Legit, like I'm super happy for Jey. Come on, man. But yeah, exciting stuff. I was mad when Io lost, I both at the Rumble and on Monday, and I was like, no, hold on. There's got to be long-term stuff here for Io, because, man, we need Io versus Rhea, for sure. But anyways, and that Luka trade, bro, the Luka trade, we were talking about that on during the Afterthoughts. One of the craziest things I've ever experienced as an NBA fan, I'm sure that we've all experienced, as NBA fans. It was nuts, man. And there was even more trades that were dropping back to back, but that was like the major highlight. I couldn't believe that the Bucks traded Middleton, even though obviously he's been injured. But that one caught me off guard too. De'Aaron Fox is over there in San Antonio. I saw them barely win yesterday, which was good for them, man. Like, I'm glad San Antonio will be back into prominence. I have a few friends that are big Spurs fans, so shout out to them. But predictions for this chapter, I don't know, man. Coming off of last week's chapter, it's so tough. I mean, obviously, like I said, the spoiler for the Sanji thing, I'm assuming that we cut back to their point of view to see what's going on there. Maybe that means that over there in the Sanji perspective, we'll see like someone pull up to require him to utilize something, which is very interesting, right? Like, when the Flying Flagnards, would have thought that was going to happen this week. But besides that, I'm going to say we get a little more lore piece based on how last week's chapter ended. I wasn't given the code blue, so I'm not expecting like another mural-esque chapter. But what I am expecting is more Elbaf, which is exactly what I need. So more character interaction piece, more adventure piece, and whatever the Flying Flappers we got going on with Sanji. So super excited for that. So those are my predictions, Josh Pointer. Photo Baggage then comes in with a 2 and says, Goat Raw Fire. Let's go, yo. Goat Raw Fire greatness. Can't wait to see, seriously, man, really can't wait to see what's in store for us this week. Coming off of such a hot chapter. And obviously, even without last week's chapter, the arc I've just been enjoying so much that any other chapter that we can get is good enough. And then Eric, thank you, Photo Baggage. And then Eric Gelado comes in with a 2 and says, let's do a Luca-like trade. Christian for Recon. That's insane. Are you trying to call me AD or Luca? Or Christian AD or Luca? You know what I'm saying? What are we saying with that, Eric? What are we saying with that? Now listen, I have my fair share of injuries. You know what I'm saying? I am an injury-prone individual. Y'all have seen me before. Remember when my knee brace was on for like a year and I could barely hop around and the One Piece chapter still made me hop around anyway? I have my history of injuries, man. You know what I'm saying? I walked around with a knee brace. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder is being... This man has been on like 5 different... whether it's like 5 different teams or like the same team, and it's over and over and over again. It's like, I feel bad for him, man. He just keeps getting tossed around. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, Jay versus Gunther. Yeah, man, Winston. Like, I'm so excited for what's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna continue on with the Jay and Gunther thing. Are they gonna put Jay and Cody in a story? I don't know, because they're right now they're setting something up with CM Punk, Rollins, and Roman. So I don't know where that leaves Cena. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. I'm excited. Mikasa's side piece. That's a crazy name, brother. Mikasa's side piece. Shout out to Attack on Titan, by the way, man. Fantastic anime. I'm almost done with my rewatch of Attack on Titan. I started it at the end of last year. And it's just, what a sensational piece of animation, man. I absolutely adore that series. Comes in membership for 8 months. It's a short but fire chapter this week. Glad I can be here and keep up the goated work, Coach. Much love. Much love, Mikasa's side piece. That's got to be one of my top 5 favorite names we've ever had here on the channel. Up there with, like, True Roofers. But I'll love to you, Mikasa's side piece. Seriously, thank you so much for that. And excited to see what the chapter is in store. Let's see. That is the last super that we have here. Slash membership message. We are going to be reading the title at 99%. All right, let's see. You are Luca. I don't know about that, Chief. I don't know about that. You remember that, Lazy Buffalo's Peg Leg Recon? Exactly, Quag 2. Peg Leg Recon, man. At the beginning of Egg, I couldn't move. I mean, it was bad, dude. I still feel it a little bit, but we're good. You know what I'm saying? Nothing compares to that. But ladies and gentlemen, back with my Laptop Chan. Laptop Coon? No, this is Laptop Chan. I feel like I've had you for such a long time. And it's got to be Laptop Chan at this point. Laptop Chan, or Coon, whatever you want to go with, has been with us for all of these years. And I'm glad to say that, you know, She's back, baby. You know, she's back. And I can't wait to see, obviously, what this chapter has in store for us. Like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, last week's chapter impacted not just me, but I saw the reverberations throughout the community. I mean, the theories online. I don't even use Reddit, and I was sent Reddit links, and I saw Reddit links on Twitter, and I couldn't get enough of last week's chapter. I still can't get enough of it. I mean, from discussing it to reading about it to hearing people talk about it, I found so many new One Piece content creators last week, just because I was going around and I couldn't stop listening to what people were saying about this chapter. And so much love to all the new individuals that I found in the community. This community is absolutely sensational. But also to the old faces that I've known for so many years that I've heard talk about this chapter or about last week's chapter, and it was such a special chapter for me. So coming off of that one, and obviously, like I said, Elbaf has been so great that I just can't wait to see what is in store now on the road to WrestleMania. And every time when we get to this part of the year, I'm like, yo, if we have Triple H now cooking over here on this side of things, I need my boy Oda to come in with the same amount of gas. And we started off on a good flipping start, man. Royal Rumble week, we get one of the best chapters in One Piece history, and now we're going to follow that up with the Raw after the mural piece. Mural piece mania, man. I can't wait to see both what comes of that mural as well as what becomes of Elbaf because of us having the context of both the mural and all the things that have been going on with Shamrock and with the lore and the adventure and all of that. Because we are here today to read the latest installment in the best-selling manga in history, man. And 2025 is early. It's early. By the end of this year, we got confirmation between last week's chapter and this week's chapter that Season 2 of the One Piece live action appears to be on schedule to release this year. So we're going to have live action Season 2. And with the live action, I've been predicting we're going to get Fortnite bringing new eyes into the One Piece product. Because I guarantee you, what they're waiting for is for Season 2 to drop. They're going to drop the Fortnite skins for One Piece. Y'all know I'll be there, man. I don't even play Fortnite like that. I'll be there no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I got to support my series. And so that's going to bring new eyes in the product. The One Piece remake is going to bring new eyes in the product. And the live action is going to keep all of the individuals who really enjoyed Season 1 to come back and experience the greatness. And even those who didn't experience it when it initially came out, to be like, yo, what's all the hype about this One Piece stuff? Let's go ahead and check out this live action, or the remake, or the anime, or the manga, what a flying flatters they end up doing, as long as they get on the peak, because they will have a journey ahead of them. They'll be able to go through all of the phenomenal arcs that we went through in our arc ranking, and there's one we're in right now. It's not Egghead, it's not Wano, it's not Whole Cake, it ain't even Zoe, man. We are here today to read the latest installment in that Elbaf greatness. Some say it with an F, others say it with a PH, but all I know is this. It is time for us to read chapter 1139 of on the laptop. So I don't have to worry about not shattering it like last week, man. Let's get right into it. One Piece, and we don't have to worry about the title. Let's flipping go, man. What? Where's the chapter? We're on 1139, right? Did I? Okay, we got it. We got it. We got it. I was like, where the flying flag nords is the chapter? I think I got it now. Okay. Alright, we're good. Let me make sure. Let's go, Akash Panda, man. It's LBAP season! Let's go. Yeah, no, I had to make sure. I had to make sure. I had to make sure. I was like, bro, I can't find the flipping chapter, man. Holy blinders. Well, we got it. We got it now. Miles Smiles, membership for 3 months, says, Yo, King, started playing Yeast 10 Nordics thanks to you. Yo, Miles, dude. It's really good, the LBAF vibes. Miles, Yeast 10, for anyone who's feeling the LBAF vibes, like, it's a pirate game that takes place in a, it's an adventure, obviously. You go from island to island on a ship, but all of the verbiage and the lore implications, all of it has to do with, like, Norse mythology. Obviously, by the title, Yeast 10 Nordics. And you don't even have to be a veteran of the franchise to play it. I came into it new from Yeast, and I loved it, man. Like, I was like, dude, this is awesome. One of my favorite games of the year from last year. So, obviously, if you're feeling the LBAF vibes, Yeast 10 might be your game, man. I'm so glad that you not only are playing it, but you're enjoying it, Miles Smiles. Absolutely. LBAF vibes, yo. LBAF vibes. Once again, that is YSX. Yeast 10. Trails Through Daybreak 2 drops on Valentine's Day, remember? Support the Trails greatness. Now, One Piece chapter 1139, titled Mountain Eater. Mountain Eater? Mountain Eater. This reminds me of whenever we got the title of the chapter with the pig, the boar from the Odin flashback. Wasn't it titled something similar? The Mountain Eater. Here we have Who's Who unveiling the blade. Behind him, obviously, are some members of the crew. And then right here on the ground are two silhouetted individuals. One of them obviously has to be Kaido. I'm just playing. I wish! Just has to have him back in the manga, but we all know he wouldn't fall to know who's who. That's all I know. Not my boy Kaido. Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Nari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 25, two rebels apprehended. That's more than likely going to be individuals that we know, maybe even Yamato and flipping Tama and Speed at this point. Oda says, I finally got to meet Suzuki Toshio after ages. That Ghibli vibe is so great. Ghibli vibe? Who is Suzuki Toshio? Is it somebody I'm supposed to know? Let me see. Suzuki Toshio. A Japanese film producer. Oh! Yo, look at this. Just off of Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind, that's clout. Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind Rise. So truly a part of the... so the producer, the founder, chairman, and former president of Studio Ghibli. Wow. You know, obviously, the name you see most associated with Studio Ghibli is Hayao Miyazaki. I did not know that... Wow. Man. Nausicaa. Dude, Nausicaa's a phenomenal movie, man. Phenomenal movie. Princess Mononoke, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are peak movies, dude. Shout out. That's awesome. Oda meeting a legend. Two legends meeting. That's a real clash of emperors right there. Anyways, into the chapter. Here we go, y'all. Where do we go from here? We see the Ocarina of Time castle. At this rate, we'll still be looking after sundown. Just how big is this castle? So we're still with Zoro. Those guards were no help either. Honestly, the only ones who'd probably know where to find what we're looking for, Roto, are a few of the Greybeards like Elder Jarl. Oh, Sword Gramps. I wonder if he'd tell me if I asked. There's no way he would. Just trying to free Loki is a heinous crime. I guarantee you he would. Listening, bro, Luffy has so much... He has this way of, like, I remember Law described Doflamingo as, like, an individual that you can't fall for their pace. Like, whenever they're speaking, Doflamingo has a way of, like, turning you over to his side, right? His own version of Talk No Jutsu, I suppose. But Luffy has it in a very, not a similar way, but in a way to where he also brings people to join him. Obviously with the classic Mihawk quote, but he does do that through his actions and what he says, right? So I would not put it past the Elder Jarl to feel the Luffy greatness, and I was like, hold on, man. We gotta listen to what the good brother says. Or that could lead to another one of the main central conflicts in the arc, right? What the Straw Hats want to do versus what the Elders want to do, which is the Elders do not want to free Loki. Luffy says, screw all that nonsense. If you're not going to let me free Loki, let's throw down. Y'all are warriors, right? Let's throw down. And we're all going to see you beat. But then again, they gave him food, so I don't know if you would do that. Regardless, it is going to be interesting to see if there comes to be a clash because of that, or if the Elder Jarl will understand. But freeing Loki is, from the very beginning of this arc, obviously a main central plot point. We haven't decided if we're going to let him go yet. You're no fun, Zoro. Zoro's like, I don't know about that one, Chief. And Luffy's like, come on, man. Hey, over here. What is it? Nami looks shocked. What's over there? A red carpet? The mark of nobility. Could that be the throne room? Oh, that must be where Shamrock came in. A red carpet, the mark of nobility. Could that be the throne room? That's exactly where they came. Oh my god, the thing's still on the floor. The flipping spellbinding circle is still on the floor, dude. Pardon the intrusion. Wow, it's all smashed up. Dude, the circle is still... Dude, that thing looks so crazy. Like, I can't believe something like that is in One Piece, bro. It's nuts, man. It is... And look at the size of it. This rubble looks more recent. There's a hole in the ceiling. This is the throne room, all right? But I must say, what is the meaning of this mark? A mark? Where? I mean, brother! Look at the floor! It's half the size of the floor, bro! What do you mean, where? It ain't John Cena, you can see it! Bro, look at the size of that thing, dude. Anyone could see it. I see it now. Oh, I love this panel here of Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and Roto all together. I've seen these in books before. It looks like a magic circle. What's that? They apparently used them in rituals. Yo! They apparently use them in rituals to summon demons in some countries. The some countries thing caught me off guard. Because obviously, we remember back to, what chapter was that? It was the Brook chapter. It was in post... It was in post Marineford, right? Because I might be confusing it for either post Sabaody or post Marineford. But whenever they summon Brook, and they thought my man was the devil himself, bro. And they summoned him, and it was a similar type of thing. And so I wonder if there is a connection there, which is kind of nuts. I mean, obviously they look very similar. And that was a connection we made even back when that Gorosei chapter first came out, the Garcia Saturn chapter first came out, but to see it so clearly here. So I wonder what those symbols mean. Are those similar symbols? Like, not the main central symbol in the middle. I'm talking the symbols around it, right? Like, could we see similar types of things within the poneglyphs, right? Like similar types of symbols within the poneglyphs. Does that really work? Especially based on the mural, right? Like, it feels like a lot of this stuff is connected. So, could we find a similar type of language within something like the poneglyphs? If it is in books, right? Like, Nami says right here that she's seen this type of thing, the flipping spellbinding circles within books. Rituals. Got the Blackluster ritual coming in here, man. They're gonna pull out the Blackluster Soldier, the Magician of Black Chaos. A great card, by the way. Great card. Beats me. What's this thing doing here in the throne room? I must say it's creepy. Extremely, but that's the point. I feel like I saw something like this recently. this man's like, yeah, I felt like I saw something like this recently. Brother, they used the flipping Jack Atlas. Y'all watch Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds? When Jack Atlas brings out like a 5-headed dragon, and it takes like all the different things in order to bring it out. Like, dude, they used future fusion, all of those different things to ensure that all 5 of the Gorosei came out. Like, Instant Messenger Sama was like, nah, son, we're gonna play the Jack Atlas game and ensure that the legendary 5-headed dragon gets out there. Well, whatever the name of that card was. The like, all 5 of them coming out at the same time. But I love it. I love how Luffy's like, I feel like I've seen this before. I really have seen it. Straw Hat Luffy. Why is that written like that? Bold? Drop shadow effect? Who's saying that? Is it coming from the circle? Hold up, baby. Oh. Bro, who the flip is it? Straw Hat Luffy. Is it a holy knight, bro? Who's there? Is it a demon? No way, who said that? It's gotta be coming from the flipping circle, dude! I must say, it couldn't be a vengeful spirit, could it? I've been wanting to meet you. I've been wanting to meet you. What is going on? I thought no one could hear the little telepathic communications that the Gorosei do besides them. So you can communicate through this thing too? What can't you do through this thing? Who's speaking, dog? It can't be Instant Messenger Sama. He would refer to him as Joy Boy. So it's gotta be a Holy Knight, or it's gotta be someone that has the flipping phone number, or a hacker. We're hacking spellbinding circles. I've been wanting to meet you. Stay calm. Bro, is this Shamrock? Is that a possibility? Bro, could it be flipping Shamrock? Bro, could Shamrock have put like a hockey trap? Listen, dude, I'm not throwing anything out of the realm possibility anymore. We saw Joy Boy send a Wi-Fi text 800 years into the future. If Shamrock put down a claymore of like, alright, Straw Hat Luffy enters, buzz me in my ear, it's time to talk to your boy, I'm not gonna put that on the realm possibility, bro. Not anymore. Not after Wi-Fi text was sent from all those years ago. Not anymore, man. Is it flipping Shamrock? I've been wanting to meet you. Stay calm. Don't tell me to stay calm, man. Who are you? Show yourself. A demon was summoned? The castle really is cursed. Let's get out of here before we're possessed. Wait, don't run, Roto. Bro, what is going on? Wait. Is that an axe? Kratos? Axe. Wait. Tosses the axe? It's that flippin' scene with Thor. He needs the axe. Where's the handle? Yo, man, shout out to Laz and Naya, bro. Shout out to Laz and Naya. They'll catch my drift. Oh my god, it's the Thor scene, bro. The axe comes floating through. Wait. What is going on? Wait. The axe. Eek! Kia! Don't drop on us. So both Sanji and Zoro get the pleasure and privilege of carrying Nami in this arc? Phew. Thanks. Hey, there's someone on the throne. What in the world is that? It looks small. Is there Tontada? I must say I'm terribly sorry, Namitaso. You're dead. It's the double dots! It's flipping Shamrock. Oh man, dude. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a flipping second, dude. Dude, there's only one dude who's triple dotted in the series. Or double dotted. Oh man, it's gotta be Shamrock, bro. The sunflower dude? The hat dude? The glasses. It's Scopper. It's gotta be Scopper. That's the only dude that we know in One Piece that is rocking with the LA Knight. Yeah. Glasses. That's gotta be my dog Scopper, bro. Hold up. Scopper Gaban is in this chapter? And I got spoiled on Sanji's... Oh. The One Piece community never fails me, dog. Let's go. That's gotta be Scopper, bro. He's the only dude with the glasses. Sir Ya, what are you doing? Sir Ya? They even call... They even call him the Yeah, because we know. It's the LA Knight. Yeah. Sir, yeah. What are you doing here? Human resident of Elbaf, ex-pirate. Yeah, son. So is he just hiding? Bro, that's gotta be him, man. And if it's not him, it's an imposter. Bro, look at his beard. That's a nice beard, dog. I thought it was Shamrock, dude. And it's my guy. I mean, that for sure has to be him, though. It's the glasses. It's the people's sunglasses. I felt a strange surge of hockey coming from here earlier. That was Shamrock. Looks like I missed whatever caused it, but I'm glad I found you all instead. So, he was the one that was talking? Not somebody to do the circle, right? I can't believe his name is Ya. The jokes write themselves, bro. Yeah. Bro! Dude, the jokes write themselves, man. The brother is an 80-year-old LA Knight. Oh my god, I felt a strange surge of hockey coming from her earlier. Dude, we've been wanting to see this. I mean, it's gotta be, right? Unless Oda's trolling me. Ex-pirate. Specifically going in on the ex-pirate thing. And after last week's chapter, of course, the way he was inserted, we were, at least, I was like, man, that's gotta be flipping Scopper. And we talked about it in the after stream. But the glasses give it away, man. The glasses get, unless that's a way for Oda to use a red herring. I've heard the rumors about you, Straw Hat Luffy. They say you defeated Kaido. You better believe I did. You better believe that's what my guy did. And I don't want to hear, oh, Luffy only beat Kaido because he had 4 tries. Who's beating Kaido in 1? Count on one hand. Who's beating Kaido in 1 try? Flipping Roger? A Joy Boy? Shanks? Brother? Emu? We're talking about Kaido. And you know who beat him in 4 tries? Your boy did. He beat a From Software boss in 4 tries. How many times did y'all have to fight the Orphan of Cause? I don't know. Had to be 100. How many times did you go out there and fight Millennia? How many times did y'all go out there and box any of the legends from this series? Ishin the Sword Saint. How many tries? Luffy did it in 4. 4! 4, man. My guy is out here. The man who defeated Kaido. They say you defeated Kaido. It's been ages since I've been to Wano. I'd love to go again. Huh? Sir, yeah. Most people on Elbaf call him, yeah, son. Didn't you meet Miss Ripley? Ripley said that she got with a human, right? And y'all told me that it wasn't me. So, if it was a human within the... Are we trying to imply that it was... Yeah! Here? Didn't you meet Miss Ripley when you went to the school? He's her partner. My God, the very next panel! Yo! That's the biggest W in flipping One Piece history, man. Oh my... Yo! Ripley? Can I be yeah instead? Yo, man! God bless him! God bless him! He's the dad of that big pipsqueak? Pipsqueak? Well, you ain't wrong. So you've already met Colin and Ripley? Dude, he flippin' is, man. The boy's giant blood runs strong. He's always been too big for me to hold. Can you believe he's 20? 20? How old is he? And Ripley is 80 years old. Boy. She's even older than I am. What? Oh, it's because of the difference in giant age and regular age. That's insane. Can you imagine? Yeah, she's 80 and I'm like flipping 90 or whatever he is. Oh, hold on, bro. I think you even see the little tattoo on his head here. Yeah, that's most certainly Scopper, no question. No question. And Ripley is 80 years old. She's even older than I am. Marrying a giant doesn't make sense. Not if I'm the only one getting old. No kidding. To think someone like you exists. Love knows no bounds. Mixed race. Oh, so I guess that's one of the topics, of course, that was brought up within that chapter, but one of the things that we're going to be exploring within this arc is the idea that love contains no boundaries. Mixed race people have existed throughout history. Buccaneers, Dosun Dadas? Dosun Dadas? Long leg, long necks, Wotons. Such hybrids are rare and often struggle to thrive in their own. But in every era, there have always been those who are more flexible, if you know what I mean. You seem like an expert. Just who are you? I'm the missionary of love. Missionary of love? This dude is flipping Sanji. This man is flipping Sanji, bro. I bet Sanji ends up like him when he's older. That's what I'm saying, Luffy. 100%. Bro, listen, man. You know, Sanji would be in... We're gonna stay quiet on that. We're gonna stay quiet. I'm the missionary of love. I bet Sanji ends up like him when he's older. Classic Luffy comedy right there. Anyway, old dude, we're looking for the key to free Loki. I must say you shouldn't just blurt something like that out just so casually. How would he know anyway? It's too late. Oh, forget I said that. Oh, Loki, huh? Luffy's so stupid, bro, but that's why we love him. That's what we love. He's like, hey, man, what about the key to Loki? You know? It is what it is. Dude, I can't believe he's here, bro. You know, this is another one of those things that's like a theory that we had been considering for so many years. I remember when that chapter came out. And from that point forward, everyone was like, yo, that's either Shiki or Scopper Gaban. Shiki or Scopper Gaban. And to see 500 chapters later, for us to see that it's factual, that this is real, is like, it's insane. It's insane, man. The type of stuff that really makes being a part of the community so special, right? Loki, huh? Interesting. Troublemakers, are ya? I love it. What a vindictive old coot. Just keep it to yourself, okay? Sanji's even talking to him like he's Sanji. Rumors were made to spread, Missy. I told you to quit it. Do you know what kind of man Loki is? Do you know? Hold up, man. Do you know what kind of man Loki is? What will you do if things go south? Beat him to a pulp and lock him back up. That's right, Luffy. You let him know. Listen, man. I'm the same dude who just dealt with 5 Gorosei. Who just took Kizaru and Garcia Saturn and turned them to pizzas. And before that, I was rocking with Kaido. I'm not afraid of Loki. I'll beat him up, lock him back down. The one who locked him up was none other than red-haired Shanks. Until that point, no one was able to stop him. So, yeah, Sun is trying to imply that it took an Emperor-level threat to put Loki down. Which means this is going to be a test to truly showcase if Luffy is on that Emperor threat level. Like, it takes someone of that caliber to be able to rock with someone like Loki. Which is very interesting. Do you know the kind of power Loki wields? If there's even a slight chance of him running amok... Oh, is he referring to his fruit? Do you know the kind of power Loki wields? If there's even a slight chance of him running amok, have you thought of how many casualties? Well, how many casualties? So is his ability something that he can't control? Hang on. Well, the key's not going to find itself. And this old timer sounds like he's going to be going gonna go on for a while. Luffy's like, yeah, screw the old timer. Screw him. Hey! What a waste of time. You gotta love him, man. Guys, we should take warnings like this more seriously. My sincerest apologies, sir. Yeah. There. Huh? I'm sick of all your warnings. Is that Roger? I'm sick of all your warnings. You scared or what? That's not it. Oh, that's so beautiful. If you want to stop me, you'll have to use force. It's a run! Look, what did I tell y'all? Any chapter with Shanks, Roger, Whitebeard, it gets a 40 out of 10 from me, brother. Come on, man. Hold up. I'm sick of all your warnings. You scared or what? That's not it. I'm assuming that's Rayleigh and Scopper there on the left. If you want to stop me, you'll have to use force. We're just pointing out the risk, Roger, you dummy! Hey, Roto, give that throne a push. What? Is there like a secret entrance? Don't tell me there's a secret entrance behind the throne. Did you know there were 2 other monstrous fighters? Did you know there were 2 other monstrous fighters on the Pirate King's crew besides Roger? Who's saying that? It wasn't just Rayleigh? 2! It wasn't just Rayleigh, that's right. One time when Captain Roger needed to recuperate, that man accompanied him to a hospital deep within the mountains. Unfortunately, enemy pirates surrounded the hospital trying to capture them. But that one man, armed with nothing but his 2 axes, Scopper from the flashback! That's right, I forgot about that. Whenever he pulled up to Odin, he was rocking with the axes. Fought off hundreds of them all by himself. One man? With just 2 axes? And that's not even the craziest part. When the battle was over, not a single tree was left standing. He stripped the entire mountain bare. What? That's next level deforestation. That's how he got the name Mountain Eater. Mountain Eater Scopper Gaban, son! Everyone knows that tale. He rivaled Vice Captain Silver's Rayleigh and was known as the Left Hand. The Left Hand? Dude! This is straight up the left wing and the right wing of the Pirate King. The right wing, Silver's Rayleigh, Hurno Azuro. The left wing, the left hand, flippin' Sanji. Dude, he's even called the Missionary of Love. Oh. That's so big. Rivaled the Vice Captain. No! What is going on? He rivaled Vice Captain Silver's Rayleigh and was known as the left hand of the Pirate King. That's so big, dude. That is so big. So Rayleigh was the right hand. Scopper was the left. Oh, come on, man. How cool is that? Anytime you get Roger Pirate lore, it's the coolest thing ever. But when it goes in parallel with our crew too, it's like, man, beautiful. Double spread. A hidden room? Is it the treasure chamber? I love you. Yeah, son. Treasure. Sir, yeah. How did you know about this place? I love to explore. Whoa, a treasure. Nami. A treasure chest room? Oh, this is definitely Legend of Zelda. Why is it just the chests? They're all empty. Well, it used to be a treasure chamber. You liar! Don't blame me. This is an abandoned castle. It's only natural. Thieves worm their way in at some point. This looks like a scene from Link to the Past or something, bro. There's even a key on like the pedestal over there. Still, take a look at this. That must be the Loki key. The key. A prize not even the thieves were willing to take. Yay! In other words, even the bad guys don't want Loki freed. So you still want it? Uh-huh. Even the bad guys don't want Loki freed. Luffy don't care. What? You heard me. He's been living here in Elbaf for over 20 years now. No way! The living legend who stood shoulder to shoulder with Roger and Rayleigh. The pirate... Look at his design! The Pirate King's left hand. The Pirate King's left hand. If you want it, you'll have to get past me. Well, we gotta fight him? He's a guardian? Scopper Gaban. We got a box, Scopper Gaban for the key? Luffy, Zoro, and Nami? In a boss battle? It doesn't get any more video game than this, ladies and gentlemen. There is nothing more video game in anything than you having to fight a boss to get a key to get your objective. That's video games. That is you having to defeat Ludwig to go get the key for the castle that takes you to the Roy castle, that takes you to the next castle in Mario, that takes you to the final castle in Bowser. That is the essence of video games. You gotta beat the dude to get the key to go to the next destination and go get whatever it is. That's games. That's Dragon Quest. That's Zelda. That's Final Fantasy. That's anything you can think of. Scopper Gaban, known to be a monstrous individual within the crew, rivaling even Rayleigh, and we know that Rayleigh went out there and was boxing Blackbeard and Kizaru. We know he's about it. He's Silver's Rayleigh. But now we got Scopper Gaban coming up in like swimwear. And he's like, yo, if you want the key, you're gonna have to get past me. Which means we're about to have Luffy, Zoro, and Nami, or maybe just Luffy and Zoro, taking on this individual as their own little training section. Oh. That is insane, man. We're having a literal boss battle for this key. And that's the end of the chapter. No break. Oh, no, never mind. Break next week. I see it right here. I was about to say, so break next week. Yeah, definitely next week we'll do the top 10 favorite characters thing. So, what happened to the Sanji thing? I thought Sanji was supposed to fight. No, maybe... Was the Sanji W? The Sanji fans win? Was that just the, this thing right here? The comparison? Like, Scopper Gaban is that dude? And the fact that Luffy's saying that Sanji will eventually be like this dude? Is that the Sanji fans W thing? It's gotta be. A whole chapter dedicated to Scopper Gaban, man. Yo, another awesome chapter of Elbaf, dude. This arc just continues to cook, bro. We are on a generational run, man. Again, dude. So, Gaban, a.k.a. has been stressing from the very beginning of this. Listen, you gotta understand. There is a reason why no one has wanted to free Loki. Not the bad dudes, not the good dudes. No one wants to free Loki. So I'm assuming Gaban is about to test them to see if they are worthy enough of taking the key. If they are strong enough. If Luffy is strong enough to go free Loki just in case he has to put him back down. So that means he's going to test Luffy to see if he's on the level of Loki. Gaban, knowing how strong Loki is like, let me test this brat's strength, see if he's about it, because if he truly is about it, then I'll give him the key, and I'll put Loki's fate in his hands, because he'll be able to do something about it. Maybe Gaban feels like he's too old to be able to deal with someone like Loki, and truly somebody like a Shanks or a young up-and-comer like a Luffy would be able to deal with someone like a flipping a Loki, which is very, very interesting. Number one, I love the classic piratey nature of the treasure. That's number one. Very video games, but very piratey as well. I love it. Whole chapter dedicated to this one section. It was very focused, classic One Piece comedy, with us believing somebody was trolling me. I thought it was a Holy Knight or Shamrock. It ends up being Gaban who was actually talking to them, and no one was talking to the circle. They go to the treasure room. Just very focused chapter. Obviously, Oda has something to say here in regards to the Scopper Gaban stuff, giving us our payoff for all this time. We have a former Roger Pirate on this island, which means he is going to undoubtedly have something to say about the Holy Knight situation, and or box the Holy Knight at some point in time. But obviously him and Ripley, which is also a really cool confirmation. can most certainly see the what Ripley was referring to a few chapters ago now, in regards to the human that she fell for, and in fact that he was old, which is super super interesting. The Buccaneers, the Dos Sundadas, long leg, long necks, Wotans. The hybrids. When different races come together to create something brand new. So that means, that implies that the Buccaneers, this is something that we haven't, that we've never heard of, right? That the Buccaneers are mixed race, which means the Buccaneers are a mix of two different things. I'm assuming one of those things has to be like ancient giant and or giant, considering the way the body looks like, right? Considering the way that Kuma looks. It's got to be a combination of like giant and something else to create the Buccaneers, which is so very interesting. I love when Luffy says, I bet Sanji is up like him when he's older. That's so cool. But yeah, great classic One Piece chapter, classic comedy. The build-up was very classic One Piece. The fact that we now have to get the key from this dude, it just all feels very, very classic One Piece, and I love it so much for that. Hyping up Gaban on the other side of things, it was just such a focused chapter, man. I appreciate that. Oda, for these 4 weeks, his pen was on fire, man. Oda, go take a break, dude. Go take that break and do what needs to be done, man, and relax and take it easy, dog, because you gave us peak. Non-stop peak for these last 4 weeks. We finally, after all these years, see Scopper Gaban, man. And the theories were right. Like, that's something else that really gets to me, too. Like, the earliest theory I remember seeing when I got in the One Piece community was the Sabo thing, right? Like, Sabo still has to be alive because of X, Y, and Z in the thing. Because we were, of course, coming hot off of post Marineford. So that was such a hot theory, and it continued to be a discussed thing for such a prolonged period of time. And so when it finally happened in chapter 731, it was like, wow, man. And then the time thing, whenever that eventually got revealed in Wano, that was another big one that people have been speculating on for so long. But we just didn't know what it was, right? We just knew that it had some sort of thing that we just couldn't comprehend or understand. So many of those things that like the Vegapunks, some of the Vegapunk stuff, they're just seeing confirmations to years of theory crafting in the community is like, sweet mother of Flagnards. But for the Scopper Gaban thing, which is of course 500 chapters of like, who is this dude? And then we get to the island and we're like, is that Shiki? Is that Louis Arno? Is it really Gaban? For us to get last week's chapter, I'm like, no, it has to be Gaban. And the following chapter, Oda's like, yeah, man, it's flipping Gaban, dude. And we gotta box him to test our levels and where we are right now. What a cool chapter. Elbaf is the coolest, dude. I love this arc. I really, really do. What a great arc, man. What a great arc. Alright. Let's get into the super chats. And let's see what we've got going on here. Okay, so those were fake Sanji spoilers. I am so glad. I see. So every single time that I've believed that I was spoiled on something, and like I remember the Hancock thing, where I was like, dude, the Hancock Kobe, whatever that chapter was, and I was so sad I got spoiled, and it wasn't even the chapter. So it was another one of those kinds of situations. I'm glad it happens with that, though. So, let's go ahead and read the supers here. We got to meet a Roger Pirate in this chapter, man. Like, that's always the coolest. From the very beginning of the series, I've always loved the chapters when we get to meet someone from Roger's era. Or get to see or hear about something from Roger's era. And to see, like bro, we're meeting Gaban here, man. Like, how cool is that, dude? We're here with Scopper Gaban. Monstrous strength, man. Dang, dude. Kosh Panda comes with a 5 and says, Shamrock and Gunko have to return to the castle where the summoning circle is in order to summon the third god's knight. Oh man, could that be the next batch of chapters? Where they come back? No. What about if that's Gaban's plan all along? Gaban challenges them. They box. He says, alright, y'all are good to go. Luffy goes over to Loki. And so, by the time Shamrock and them get back, Shamrock is face to face with Gaban. Oh man, I could see that. Shamrock and Gunko face to face with Gaban, and or face to face with Luffy if they take too long fighting. Excuse me, I can most certainly see that being the case as well. And then it's Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and Gaban and Roto, and the three Holy Knights. And that would be an interesting little clash that could happen there. Little exchange that could take place there. That's awesome. You're so right about that, Akash Panda. Didn't even clock that. Then he comes in with a 5 and says Gaban is the man marked by flames. Oh, confirmed? Hinokizu. Man marked by flames in Japanese. He means fire, Kizu means scar, and Gaban is a flame-shaped scar on his forehead. He most certainly does. So, Scopper Gaban is the man marked by flames. So, if he's the man marked by flames, he has to know where the final word poneglyph is. Or the final word poneglyph is. Which means we're probably going to come out of this arc with that knowledge. And or maybe it's here on Elbaf in general. Koshman then it comes up with a 5 and says, Gaban is a pitch black ship, a whirlpool-related devil fruit. Yes, I forgot about the pitch black ship thing. A whirlpool-related devil fruit and the fourth word poneglyph. Scopper's beard braid is similar to a 60-year-old Sanji design. Oh, yeah, I think you'll be right. I think I do remember that. Sanji, 60 years old. Yeah, the Zeph design. I remember this from the SBS. Yeah. Yo, Sanji looks so fire, dude. At age 40 and 60. In the good timeline. That man looks fire, dog. So Gaban is the man marked by flames. Then that's why Oda decided to end this stretch of legend on the Scopper Gaban side of things. Because to him and to us, this is a big major plot point. We've been wondering since the end of Wano, who is the man marked by flames that has the fourth word poneglyph that Kid was talking about, while at the same time setting some potential stuff up here for the rest of the arc as well. Just how exciting is it to have a Roger Pirate on the island, but we also are going to see how we fare against this Roger Pirate. Luffy trained against Rayleigh for 6 months, right? So he's already boxed a member of the Roger Pirates. He's the one that taught him hockey. So now to be able to train, quote-unquote, again against another Roger Pirate is just... How cool is that, man? It's so awesome. But absolutely, Kosh Panda. Thanks so much for the reminder there. For sure. Then he comes in with a 5 and says, can we appreciate the gravity of this chapter? We are this close. Yes! Like, the gravity of this chapter is huge. Humongous. We are this close to finding the fourth word poneglyph and then to Laugh and then to the One Piece. Like, Akash Panda, if this chapter tells us anything, if this chapter and last chapter let the community know anything, I was actually going to write a thread on this last week, but I didn't get the opportunity to do so. And that is that the most recent, this chapter, of course, and now, but most certainly the mural piece chapter. The more I looked at that mural, the more I was like, dude, One Piece is ending in like the next few years. Like, that was just like the those will claim the One Piece panel and spread, and it has like all the 12 that will be in the race for the One Piece. That panel, that spread, and this one, the mural piece one, were like, oh yeah, One Piece is ending soon. But when you get this chapter, which is like, bro, we're this close. Look, the Uzumaki Khan, this close to finding the fourth road poneglyph, and then we're going to Lodestar / Laugh Tale and the One Piece, bro. Like, we're almost done with this series, dog. Unreal, man. Yes. Makes you a little emotional, right? Like, God, the series really is coming to a close. Thank you, Akash Panda, for always being on top of it. Knowing this would be exactly what would be on my mind. I appreciate you so much, bro. Then D. Kush comes in with a 5 and says, Luffy's comments are uncharacteristic. Why am I having so much trouble spelling and saying things tonight? Uncharacteristically accurate lately. He's comparing Scopper to Sanji and correctly guessed that Shamrock is Shanks' brother. Yeah, you're right. He did correctly guess both of them. Luffy's locked in. Come on, stop playing with my guy. I told y'all at the beginning of this arc, we're in warrior country. We're in the land of war. My boy said we locking in. He's going to be like Luca pulling up on Dallas in a few weeks. Locked in. Locked in, man. Luffy said, yo, we're going to the land of the warriors. The land of the giants. We gotta lock in, man. And that's what he did. He locked in. And now he's very accurate in the last couple of chapters. That's what it is. That's what it is, D-Kutch. As most certainly is what it is. I appreciate you. Then Akash Panda goes in with a 2 and says, Monster Trio gas. Monster Trio gas, bro, after this week's chapter. Rayleigh and Scopper Gaban being known as the right and left hand of the Pirate King. Then the wings of the king. And the new era always surpasses the old era. And it's like, that's gas, man. EOS Straw Hats top 1, no one comes close. Without question, Akash Panda. I've always believed EOS Luffy, I mean, that's just a given. EOS Luffy is going to be the strongest character in the history of the verse. But with the way things are going, man, Zoro's going to be right behind. And if this chapter is anything to go off of, Sanji 2. Monster Trio, top 3, end of series. Let's flipping get it! Let's get it, man. We love to see it. I appreciate you, Akash Panda. Thank you so much for the 2. Then Josh Pointer comes in with a 2 and says, Roger, Odin, Gaban, and Rayleigh back to some hotties. I mean, they most certainly had the game plan from the Oro Jackson was intentional off the rip, yo. You know what I'm saying? And they were just them. They were them. And individuals who are them have to find others who are also them. And so Roger found Rouge. We all know she's her. Keeping Ace in the womb for 20 months. There's never been a more hashtag her, capital H-E-R, in the history of manga. Her! Poor Gus D. Rouge, my goat. Then we got Odin. Toki. Coming in from 800 years in the past. 800 years on a mission. Time traveling through the ages. She's her, man. A great mother. Prioritizing the health and safety of her children over her own. Again. Similar to that of Rouge. Hashtag her. Then we get over to Rayleigh. And Shaki. Former Rocks pirate, mind you. Going up in like swimwear. And then Scopper Gaban. Ripley. Breaks my heart that I wasn't the husband, but it's okay. It's okay because she is her. She's a warrior of Elbaf. And all 4 of them are hashtag them, and we know that the Roger Pirates are also hashtag them. So we got a lot of hims and a lot of hers. And when you have that, connections are made. Connections are made, Josh Pointer. God bless him. All love to my boys for finding love, man. Lenvers comes in with a 2 and says they call him Yar. So the correct way of saying it is Yar. It's the LA Knight thing. I had to say the yeah. Yeah. They call him Yar. Yar-san as Ray-san in reverse. So Yar-san and Ray-san. That makes sense. That makes so much sense, Lenfers. Yar-san and Rei-san. That just completely changed my entire perspective of that. No question. No question. Thank you, Lenfers. Yar-san. Alejandro Solis comes in with a 2 and says, Sanji will repopulate the All Blue. Just like Gaban. That's a crazy statement, man. Oh my goodness. Alejandro Solis. We gotta relax, brother. Sanji, with a capital, will. W-I-L-L. Repopulate the All Blue in all caps. Just like Gaban. Now listen. End of the series? If Instant Messenger Sama takes out half the planet on some Thanos stuff, it might be up to Sanji to do such things. whatever allows humanity to keep moving. You know what I'm saying? We'll allow that to be the case. Thank you so much, Alejandro Solis. I appreciate you. Then Akash Panda comes in with the 2 after that and says, the cover page silhouettes are Ulti and page 1. Of course. So if it's Ulti and page 1, then of course, maybe we'll get that answer within the next chapter or the following chapter and be able to see our beloved brother and sister duo. Which I still love that name, Page 1. It's definitely a top 5 name, or top 10 name in the One Piece series, for sure. I love Page 1. I absolutely love Page 1. Lenfers comes in then with a 5 and says, Crocus at the beginning of the Grand Line. Oh, yeah, right, Crocus as well. Crocus being at the beginning of the Grand Line, Ray right in the middle, and Gaban at the end. The Roger Pirates working to guide the next king to Laughdale. Lenfers said it perfectly. Crocus right at the middle, right at the beginning. Crocus still has the best gags out of them all, though. I don't know what kind of gags Gaban is about to have. I mean, obviously, he feels like a very Sanji-like character, so probably a lot of, like, love-esque gags and stuff. But Crocus has some of the funniest stuff in the entire series. So. But Crocus, right at the beginning, Rayleigh obviously at Sabaody, which is like dead set in the middle, and Gaban right before flipping Lodestar / Laughdale. So a really cool way of like dispersing the individuals in the Roger Pirates. And it just goes to show that from the very beginning of the series, when Rayleigh was talked about really early on, this was one of those things that was in Oda's mind. That like Gaban, Rayleigh, and Crocus will be at like the major points. Maybe he didn't even know the names of the islands yet. Like they will be, Roger's crew will be at some of the major islands that will allow them to find their eventual destination, right? And it's immensely beautiful, immensely beautiful. Thank you, Lenfers. I appreciate you so much for that. And then Morgan Irvin comes in with a $10 Canadian and says a fight against Roger Pirate where the gap is closer than any opportunity before, and a likely ally with different stakes than most of the rest where people could die is an interesting fight. It is. It really is, Morgan Irvin. And I'm looking forward to seeing the dynamics. I obviously want to know if it's going to be a one-on-one between Luffy and Scopper Gaban, or is it going to be Luffy and Zoro versus Scopper Gaban? Luffy, Zoro, and Nami. I'm pretty sure Nami doesn't want anything to do with it, but it would be pretty funny, just from a comedic standpoint, to have Nami. Obviously, she can deliver the guts now. She got Roto and Zeus. They'll pack a punch, but the Nami stuff would definitely make it feel very lighthearted in regards to the comedic value that she would bring to the battle. But if Oda wants to keep it to be like a training thing, I'm going to assume it's going to be Luffy and Zoro versus Scopper Gaban. Or just Luffy against Scopper Gaban. I guess we'll find out, but I'm assuming it's Luffy and Zoro, which would be so cool. To test ourselves before our biggest tasks. Obviously, Luffy is eventually going to be taking on the likes of, as stated in this chapter, could potentially be taking on a Loki. Obviously, Shamrock is a major threat as well. Then after that, obviously, we still got Blackbeard and all these individuals, that Instant Messenger Sama, and the characters that we still have to fight. Biggest threat of them all being Buggy, obviously, and so when we have all of those in line, and then Zoro, of course, still has to fight the likes of the Mihawks and the Shiryus and Noosjuro, right? As I still really want that to happen as well. So having this battle to like be like one last training session with a really powerful opponent before we get to those things would actually be really, really cool, at least in my eyes. So I'm down for it. I'm definitely down for it, and I think it would be a really cool thing. Yeah, Declan Van Heel, I hope so as well. I would love to have Nami a part of it too. I mean, obviously those are three characters that I absolutely adore with every fiber of my being. So I want them to I want all three of them to get this training session for sure, which would be so cool. Brandon King then comes in with a 2 and says Wotan equals giant/fishman mix. Big Pan from the Groggy Ring was one. Oh, interesting. So a giant and a fishman. So let me go back to that thing then. Let me not open it up on my computer here. But I am fascinated. So they talked about the Buccaneers. So about the Buccaneers. By the way, thank you, Brandon King. I really appreciate you for that. The Buccaneers. Are we thinking they're half giant, half something? No problem, Lenfers. Have a good night. Fun fact, Scopper Gaban is voiced by Sephiroth in the Japanese dub. What? How did I never put 2 and 2 together on that? And I've experienced Final Fantasy in Japanese so many times. From Advent Children to the Remake 1 to Rebirth. I mean, I play them in both languages, but that's insane. How did I never clock that Gaban is Sephiroth? Scopper getting with Ripley and his title being Mountain Eater is so on point by Oda. That brother's a real eater. That's insane. That's crazy, Sage. But yo, in regards to the title itself, Sage, is super, super cool. Like, there's a lot of aura behind that title. Like, imagine your name being Mountain Eater. That's a cool flipping title, man. I think we're getting a 3v3, says Lazy Mofos. Luffy, Zoro, and Loki versus Stabs, Goonko, and Witch Holy Knight shows up. That would be so flipping hype, Lazy Mofos. That would be insane, man. Luffy, Zoro, and Loki versus the Holy Knights? Let me talk to you, man. I've noticed that most anime-only fans don't know Scopper Gaban as well as manga readers do. Lack of reactions to Gaban during the Odin flashback. They will not see this coming. That's a great point, Akash Panda. This reveal was great. Well, obviously, it was great for us, who are like really into the weeds in this stuff. But this was another one of those reveals. Like Oda talked about a few times, the idea that he's writing like 2 different mangas, right? Like he's writing the manga that is for the tards like us that know literally everything about the series and all the little details and are always discussing it, and also for the casual viewers that are continuously supporting the series and watching it, but they don't theorize over it as heavily as we do, right? And so for them, this is going to be huge. Same thing with the Shamrock Shanks thing. When they get to this arc, they're going to be blown away by the Shamrock Shanks situation as well as the Crocus situation. They're going to be like, holy shit, they're Flagnards. Oda's out here breaking ankles. And you're so right about that. In regards to Gaban's name, when it comes to how English and Japanese work together, it's actually it's not actually unheard of for words that are written with a ya sound to be translated without the y. Cammy from Street Fighter's name, first and foremost. Quag 2. My girl Cammy. Hey! Mai Shiranui just recently dropped on Street Fighter. She's so much fun. It makes me want to play Capcom versus SNK so bad, man. Yeah, it really does. But yeah. So Cammy's been my main since I've told her this before, but I've been a Cammy main since I was like flipping 6 years old. So shout out to Street Fighter 2, man. Fantastic game, and it's only continued throughout the years. But anyways, Cammy from Street Fighter's name is written as Kiami in Japanese, which is to achieve the right accent so it doesn't sound like Kami. Ah, I see. Because obviously in Japanese, when it's written in Japanese, it's specifically written like hiragana, for example, is is how, like, both, technically both hiragana and katakana are both for how something rolls off the tongue, like how things sound like, right? Like they're all phonetic. I believe the term for it is like hiragana is like a phonetic alphabet that so like one of the things, for example, is like like the and then ka for like red is literally ka. So to differentiate it, just like you're saying here, so that you don't say something like a kami, you say a kyami to make sure it's like kami instead of kami, right? Like you have to have that Y there to differentiate the differences between a kami versus a kami, which is very, very different in pronunciation, because it's all about pronunciation in the Japanese language. So that makes a lot of sense, and I'm glad you used that as a comparison, because I most certainly am like that speaks to me as a Street Fighter player. This doesn't mean Kami is the way it should be spelled in English, though. It's properly changed to be more natural in English. We have zero proof that Yasan comes from the Gia. I see, Quack 2. I see, but that actually does sell me on the idea. You're absolutely right about that. That's a good point, and a very good way of explaining it as well. Yeah, that's a good point as well, Keen YT. Like, what are the long limb clan people a mix of? Gyatz equals guts, exactly, Nasty Ninja. Elder Vault comes with a 5, says Ripley heard he was called the Mountain Eater and had to find out for sure. That's insane, but so true. That's insane, but so true. Ripley was like, that brother is called what? Let me talk to him. Let me talk to him! You know what I'm saying? On a serious note. Appreciate you, Elder Vault. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, Akbar J, I haven't gotten to that point yet. I beat the regular arcade mode, so I got the regular ending, but I have not gotten to the viral Street Fighter 6 art. I didn't even know there was a viral Street Fighter 6 art. Now I gotta go look at that. She has to be married to Andy, right? Flipping Andy, man. What a flag nerd. But it's gotta be Andy, right? Gaban said he loves exploring tunnels. That's crazy. That's insane. Cave diving. Yo, y'all gotta relax. He's an explorer. He's cave diving. That's nuts. That's a mistake by TCB. It's the long limbs, long neck. Long limbs and long neck. Okay. So the long limbs, long neck. There was something that right here from Akash Panda. There's a huge claw mark on the wall in the final throne room panel. Did Harold and Loki have a Zoan devil fruit? So that's very interesting, actually. Let me look back at the panel. That would explain why the room looks the way that it does. So, I mean, having a mythical Zoan fruit would be considered legendary, right? Claw marks. Yeah, see it right here. There's a big fat claw mark. Dude! Isn't this claw mark the same one that's on Shanks' eye? Akash Panda? Isn't this claw mark the same one that's on Shanks' eye? It's literally like the same. Hold on. It is? It is! So, bro, but I thought Shanks got his scar from Blackbeard. That's literally the same scar, bro. It's most certainly from Blackbeard, but what I'm wondering is, because now that we know that Shanks has a connection to Loki, now I'm wondering what we're cooking. I think it's just a claw mark that looks similar. That would also make sense, Gustav, I suppose. There are a lot of claw marks that are similar. I suppose that is true. Blackbeard is Loki. I suppose that is true. I read a theory that Dosundatas are a giant Tontata mix. They're the more classic blacksmithing dwarves, perhaps referenced by the Sea Kings to be the ones to fix Noah. Ooh, Kosarius, that's a good theory. The Dosundatas. Well, Josh Pointer, then that means we're not seeing each other again, because the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl, baby. We're winning it. We're winning it. I hope we win it. I hope we win it. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let them know, lazy mofos. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fight, fight, fight. Speaking of which, why did Blackbeard even use those claws? Did Oda just give them to fit Shanks' scar, or is there a better reason? I'm going to assume, Elder Vault, it has to do either with A, the third fruit that we don't know of, which I'm assuming actually could have been, I know this is a popular theory, but the theory that like Blackbeard ate, that his original fruit that he ate before the Yummy Yummy no Mi is actually his third fruit, which is why we've never seen him on screen get his third fruit, which makes a lot of sense to me. Like, we still haven't seen Blackbeard's original fruit. So if that's the case, then that would be where the claw maybe potentially comes from. If not, then I'm just as curious as you are, as like, how? Like, how? They definitely do want them to three-peat, Josh Pointer. You're right. I'm not saying that they don't have like a high possibility of doing so, because obviously that's what the league wants. But we're rolling in there and catching the dub, man. That's all I know. That's all I know. Dosun is an onomatopoeia for a heavy thud, like the guy from Fishman Island said all the time. Oh yeah, that's right. Dosun. Theory I've heard too, Dosun was one of the new Fishman pirates. So perhaps they're Fishman Tontata hybrids. Dude, this is so fascinating to me about like all these different hybrids. And it's also really fascinating how Oda's focusing on this within this arc. Because obviously, that is a major topic of discussion within the real world right now, as well as like how many, how much like how many how do I word this? The influx of, or like the increase, that's the better word, the increase of interracial couples in the past like 20 to 30 years has been like a major point of discussion within like the online social media, like the current social media discussions. I've seen that so much. And so like for us to tackle something like that within the One Piece manga, it just didn't expect it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so interesting to me. It's texture surprise. Can you imagine Lazy Mofos? He's just Hisoka. Yeah, Vault's right with like the Kraken fruit and things of that nature. I thought that too, but it makes me wonder what his fruit is, especially now that Cerberus is off the table. For sure. And it really does make you think, like, what the actual fruit is, right? I mean, obviously, we've talked at length about, you know, the potential possibilities of or not me, but the popular Kraken theory, or the octopi, or even I forgot what the other one was, but it's just flipping Gaban is melting my brain. I can't even remember what the theory was, but it's so Yasan is another term for a slang or a slang term for a Yakuza member or a gangster. I suppose that is true. I have played all of the Yakuza games in Japanese, and they do say that. That's a good point. The Three Souls theory is actually much more interesting now that we know that there have been 3 worlds. Yeah, true that, Elder Vault. True that. The Three Souls theory is really interesting. Much, much, much more interesting. Two hours late, but I'm glad I'm catching what I can. I'm glad you're here, Vinces, so I'm glad you're here. I wonder why Emu doesn't want mixed races. That'll be an interesting thing to explore later on down the line, Alejandro Solis, for sure. Of like why Emu doesn't want such a thing. Kosh, chapter 500 or 1139? Ooh. Right now, I want to say 500 because that chapter... Oh, I don't know, man. Matter of fact, let me go back to 500 real quick. Do I even have that volume? I think I do. I've got it! I've got it right here. Look at that volume cover, man. Classic stuff right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's got to be 500 in here. The Embers of History. Let me just see real quick. Oh, this chapter has Duval. Automatic 10 out of 10. This is a chapter that precedes the Philippine Celestial Dragon Punch, man. This is definitely also a great chapter. Leading into some absolute peak. But I might have to go with 1139. I mean, obviously this chapter is really intense with the Kami stuff and... Rayleigh. Man, that's tough. Yeah, bro, Rayleigh's intro went hard, man. It was so peak. It was so peak. But like the focus in Gaban's introduction was, I just really like the way this chapter did it. Like, you know, and I love this about One Piece. Like, this isn't a knock on the other chapters, obviously, but the way that the way the series is structured causes Oda to POV switch a lot in his chapters. POV switch here, because we have to keep the story rolling. In this week's chapter, we switched to 2 POVs, and the other POV was like still talking about the same stuff that's relevant to our POV. So it was a really focused chapter that allowed Gaban to be the main part of the entire chapter, and it led to the introduction being extremely strong. And so I feel like in that sense, I might prefer this chapter. I real deal might prefer this chapter just overall, right? What's good, Loopy Blazing? Gonna be honest, Rayleigh has general better presence, but I personally like Gaban's introduction more. I might be right there with you, actually, 100% on both sides. On both sides of that quack, too. Yeah, Rayleigh's intro was insane. GH. You ain't catching me this time, brother. All love to you, man. Yeah, exactly right. I can't wait for the anime to do this. I can't wait for the anime to come back in general. Rain's going crazy outside right now. I got multiple tornado warnings. Dude, stay safe, Quag 2. I hope everything's alright over there. As we get a lot of hurricanes over here, so I really hope that that you can deal with those tornadoes and that your Conqueror's Hockey will be strong enough to just keep those things away. You're a Nami fan. You'll be able to navigate through them. For sure, Quag 2. You're a fellow Nami fan. Gaban did Odin's catchphrase when he said the line about secrets are meant to spread to Nami. Odin's line is Niete nanbo no Oden ni soru. Oh yeah, that's right. He does say that. He most certainly does say that. You know how many times I've heard that in my ear? Every time that I rewatch like one of the Wano episodes, which I do a lot. I do quite a lot. Combine adventure piece with a character introduction, and you've got me hooked. Just look at Gaimon. This chapter even has empty chest. Yes, you get it. We're on the same wavelength, Craft. You completely get it. You get it. Gaimon vibes. Gaimon freaking greatness, man. Are you enjoying the Blue Box anime? I love the Blue Box anime, Luffy Blaze. I think they're doing such an exceptional job with the Blue Box anime. It is so good. So good. And Gaban's line is, Hiromete nanbo no himitsu ni soru. Oh, interesting. That's the connection. Hiromete nanbo no himitsu ni soru. If Garps, do you want us to take on two legends at once? Line dropped in this agenda-pilled community. It would have been hell. Do you think Gaban is using Luffy as and potentially Zoro as a warm-up for Shams and Gunko? I mean, potentially as well, right? Snoop, it's on both sides. To warm up as well as to test them to see if they are actually ready for Loki. Because Loki's that dude. And if it really took if Shanks was the only one who could deal with Loki, then that implies that that Gaban's like, hold on, man, I really got to test him out to see if they can really do something about it. Yo, Mist, what's good, bro? Yeah, another week, another great chapter, man. Another great chapter. Coach, if you haven't watched Orb on the Movements of the Earth, I have not. Check it out. It's shaping up to be Anime of the Year contender. Oh, wow. This early in the year. No, yeah, I have not watched that. Is that on Crunchyroll? I have not watched that. Orb on the Movements of the Earth. By the way, I don't know if Akash Panda's still here, but I whenever I went to Books A Million this past weekend, I saw the Iruma manga there, and I was like, oh, snap. It's a sign! The Soro part is said Soro? So like Soro? Soro, not Suru. Soro. Gaban will see Roger and Luffy, and it will warm my heart. Same, Winston, man. That's gonna be such a beautiful scene. Like when when Gaban sees Roger and Luffy. Those scenes are always beautiful, but I feel like this one's really gonna hit hard because Luffy's gonna be so close to being king. It's like, man. Pokemon Days in 20 days? I can't wait. Can't wait. Wouldn't be surprised if Nami is the one who gets the key from Scopper if he's being set up as a Sanji parallel and a missionary of love. Yeah, Ninja Pope, you're absolutely right about that. And Nami's the thief. So while they're fighting, Nami can just go over and steal it. You know, which would be awesome and very on brand for the character. Do you think... Yeah, you're right. You're right about that, Cosarius. You're definitely right about that. Do you think Gaban has Conqueror's Hockey? I mean, at this rate, with the way this chapter talked about Gaban, I wouldn't put it past him, man. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Especially the way this chapter talked about it. If the key isn't too heavy for her, that was a big ginormous key, man. You're definitely right about that. Maybe no, Quackju, that's the point. Nami goes and commands Roto to grab the key. That's what it is. Yeah. That is true, Saeed. He definitely did do that this week. Next week, Daybreak 2. Let's go! Let's go, Suki. Let's flip and go. If Gaban has Conquerors, then Sanji has it too. Let's get it. It'll go into the Akash Panda thing from earlier. Going top 3 at the end, baby. I'm down for that. Listen, man, anything that hypes up our beloved Straw Hats, I'm in the like swimwear, man. We're in the like swimwear. But ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it for us today. Awesome chapter. There will be no afterthoughts and no Kingdom stream this weekend. Because, of course, as we talked about before, the Eagles are in the Super Bowl. I will not be home on Saturday or Sunday. So I will most certainly not be here for an afterthoughts and or the Kingdom stuff this week. Now, next week is completely different. Next week, we're going to have the top 10 favorite characters stream and hopefully the Kingdom stream as well next week. So look forward to that next week. We'll most certainly be on top of that. Okay, one last thing. Here we go. Oh, a few things. Scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the anime return? I'm going to go 10. I can't wait, Flourish. When the anime comes back, we're going to have Kuma flashback greatness. I can't wait for that. Do you think Gaban perhaps learned axe throwing skills from Silver Axe? Very well could be. Brandon King. I mean, he's rocking 2 of them. He's dual wielding. You know what I'm saying? Which is still one of the coolest things ever. Wait, Big Mom would have had to have known Loki was locked up. Had that marriage went through, how would that have worked? Yeah, good point. Good point, Lazy Mofos. Yeah. Big Mom would have had to known that Loki was locked up. The Bucks? Listen, I may live in Florida, but I would never. I've been an Eagles fan for the past 20 years. I don't support the trash behind Bucks. I will never, ever, and I mean ever, support the Bucks. I'll support them when my team gets knocked out. I'm like, you know what, man? I live near them. I'll support them. You know what I'm saying? But nah, Eagles all day. That's my team. Always have been. First NFL game I ever watched when I moved here was what was it? Eagles. I forgot who they were facing. It was like Steelers or it was someone on Monday Night Football. And that was the year the Bucks won the Super Bowl. And I was like, nah, man, Eagles are my team. Absolutely, Snoop. I would love to be a part of that. Look at the cover title for 1069. Gotcha, Quack 2. I get huge first world mural vibes, and this chapter title perfectly matches the passage. So 1069, obviously, that's the Devil Fruit Origins and the Dreams and Manifestations of Dreams chapter. That's the Lucci and Luffy chapter. Alright, let's see. Wait a minute, I might own that volume. There's... I do own that volume. I forgot that I have volumes up to Egghead now. By the way, man, just look at this cover. Like, how cool is this? Like, such a good cover. Anyways. 1069. Pulling up the mural on my end as well, because this is fascinating. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So, Dufeld's... What's this excursion? Lone Shark King Dufeld's charitable research lab for peace. Floating on the ocean. And it does look very similar, from the steam going up into the air, the gears. And remember, Quag 2, last week we were talking about the potential possibility of that being a ship. The thing on the right being a ship. And so Dufeld utilizing this within this particular cover story is it being a research lab. It is, the Mads ship is literally, presented by Dufeld, by the way, presented by Dufeld, sponsored by Dufeld, is a ship very similar to the one that we see here in the mural. Oh, that's a cook, yo. I like that, because it does now add a little fuel to that fire that we were talking about last time. About the right side of the page potentially being a ship. I'm so glad you sent me this, because now I'm even more sold than ever before. For sure. That is a fantastic comment. Thank you for letting me know that, Quag 2. No problem, Daft. We're about to end the stream anyway. Let me just Google Translate this real quick. Scopper plans to teach Zoro a new trick to defeat Shamrock for St. Patrick's Day. Could you imagine? Actually, Scopper teaching them, or training them in general, is the way I'm thinking about this as well. But Scopper, teaching them in particular a brand new technique, and or Zoro, who is a tri-wielder of blades, for him to see how someone dual-wields axes would actually be really interesting. That could give him an idea for something. Same thing with Luffy, actually. Like a brand new, both of them get inspired by Gaban to create a brand new attack they could utilize against the Holy Knights. I can most certainly see that being something that happens. Absolutely. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here. The Eagles are winning the bowl. We're taking it all home, as we should. And I'm so excited for it. It's going to be a good time, man. And I'll tell you all this, bro. I can't wait for when we come back from the break and after we do our top 10 favorite characters stream and we see what happens next in Elbaf. Because, man, oh man, this arc, from the very beginning until now, has just been a treasure trove of banger chapter after banger chapter after banger chapter, man. And all of them in different ways than the other. I honestly didn't think any chapter would be able to come close to delivering and hitting me as hard as like the Saul Robin chapter did for a very long time in the arc. And then they hit me with Mural Piece a few chapters later. And they hit me with like the Shamrock piece. This week with Gaban piece. And it's like, man, it just keeps getting better and better and better. And I just rocking with this arc so heavy. So I will see y'all next week to talk about our favorite characters. And hopefully we could have some discussions over on other channels and collaborations about Elbaf, about the recent chapters, the mural, and all those types of things. So keep an eye out for that and for potential Kingdom greatness as well. But until next time, y'all have a good one. We're winning the Super Bowl. Let us do it. Fly, Eagles, fly. And I will see y'all next time. Take care. Oh, man, dude. Elbaf greatness.